I thought this was one of the best games Austin has played this season and maybe in the last couple of years. Like, he was just, especially against a team this good on a night and a situation where the Lakers really needed him.
Yeah.
He came through huge.
Yeah. I see the think pieces you're talking about. There's somebody just put that into my feed.
Yeah.
Evan Sittery wrote something. Yeah, league executives believe he's the best player, the best asset for a Giannis trade. Here's the problem. Austin is a free agent. So if you're Milwaukee and you're trying to, if you're giving that as a consideration, you have to A, be willing to give him a max deal, but B, you have to feel like he's not going to leave.
I mean, here's the thing, in talking about, because this is becoming a prevalent talking point, like, because Giannis, it is expected at some point he is going to formally ask for a trade. And the Lakers are...
I don't know if I go that far, by the way.
That you don't think it'll happen, or that you don't think there's an expectation?
I don't know that he'll have to.
Right. Oh, I don't think he has to do anything.
I mean, listen, like, let me give you an example. Giannis he really likes Milwaukee. He does not want to leave on bad terms. He also really wants to win. And at the end of the day, his desire to win will win out over loving Milwaukee, because that is how much, what is your priority. But the last thing in the world he wants to do is ever give the Bucks an ultimatum or whatever. I don't know it'll ever even be reported that he asked for a trade. I think he'll do whatever he has to do to, like, will they say, like, wink if you want to trade? We'll never say, right? I don't think that's how it works, but I don't think it will ever come out that he asks for a trade, because I don't think he wants it to go that way, and I don't think Milwaukee wants it to go that way either.
Well, I mean, at some point, Milwaukee even has to ask themselves, like, honest moment between us. Is the best course really to just keep staying with Giannis?
Yes, always. You should never trade a player like that if you don't have to.
You can make that argument for sure. You can make it, but the flip side is if you know that you have to keep leveraging assets, and they have very few to deal with on top of it. They've got years worth of dead money. Mm-hmm. Dame Lillard's waive and stretch contract, which is going to make it harder on top of everything else to bring in pieces around Giannis. Miles Turner was, I think, a pretty resourceful way of using some of that stretched room from Dame's contract. But, like, Turner's a good player, but he's more to me like a finishing piece than a second option on a team. Like, Milwaukee has to at least consider, have we run out of moves? And if Giannis wants to stay there forever, then let him stay there forever. But the idea of how much are we willing to keep committing? How many resources are we, you could argue, willing to light on fire, kind of in vain, in order to keep Giannis here when we're not going to win and we're not really going to get Giannis what he wants? And once Giannis's career is over, we've got nothing to work with to start the thing over. Like, they're going to have nothing to work with.
Yeah, that's how it goes, though. Like, that's kind of what happened with LeBron in Miami. That's what happened with him in Cleveland, part 1 and part 2. Like, when you have that player and you just go for it every single year, eventually you run out of chips.
But here's the difference, though, with Miami.
You exhaust all your assets and you have a long rebuild.
But the difference, though, with Miami is Miami knows they can always get free agents, or at least they can always believe it's possible to get free agents, because free agents will at least want to play in Miami. Nobody goes to Milwaukee. Like, as great as Giannis has been, it ain't like free agents have gone, they've signed up to play with Giannis.
Yeah.
So, like, I do think Milwaukee has to have some type of conversation about what really is best for the franchise. I totally understand why you want Giannis to be a lifer, and I do think that stuff matters, but they are really running on fumes, not just in terms of their performance, but, like, how many outs do we have?
Yeah. Like,
what can we actually do with this? And the point about Austin, like, I don't think Milwaukee would be interested in Austin, A, because, like you said, he's a walk-away free agent, but also I think he's too old for what they would really want to do. Like, he's
I don't know. Deconstructing that team is not that easy. Like, Miles Turner's older. Kyle Kuzma's older. A lot of their key guys, Bobby Portis kind of older. Like, I guess you could trade those guys for picks maybe, but you're not getting anything for Kuzma. You're not getting much for Turner.
But if you You wouldn't get.
He makes too much money, not because he's not a good player.
You wouldn't get a ton for any of those guys. But when you currently have nothing to work with to rebuild, like little bits can start adding up. It's like what you and I talked about yesterday with the Clippers.
Yeah,
I think whatever decisions they make moving forward, because the season has been a disaster, if they avoid really bottoming out because they are concerned or they just can't stomach the idea of giving the Thunder a higher draft pick, I think that's terrible business. Like at this point, it's a sunken cost, man. It's over. You don't get to keep the pick regardless.
I don't think there's anything they can get back for their. I mean, Sedano maybe convinced me that you could get a first for Kawhi, if that, but you still have to take back salary. That's where we get into this problem. You have to match salary on those guys. So even getting a pick out of it's probably not going to be a great pick, or the salary you get back is not going to be great.
Right, but it might be, assuming it's not too long, you can use it as part of the bottoming out process if it's somebody that's expiring or maybe has like a partially guaranteed contract, something like that. Regardless of all that, though, let's just say for the sake of argument, Milwaukee would take Austin or be interested in Austin as the centerpiece of a trade for Giannis. Whatever picks the Lakers even
Would
have.
you do it?
Ooh.
I think how old is Giannis?
Giannis is going to be 31 tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's going to be 31 tomorrow. He's obviously, just like, let's state this off the bat, he's better than Austin.
Yeah.
He is better than Austin when he's healthy.
I think I would do this.
Player.
I don't think this is that much of a choice. I know it, people. I know why, because you're attached to Austin and he's a good player. Just the same way. And look, to me, it's the same question. Would you trade AD for Luka?
No, but it's a different question because it's the reverse of it in a lot of ways because
he's older.
Look,
Giannis does have some injury things. I think he's played 62 games the last couple of years.
And in particular in the playoffs, part of the reason the Bucks haven't gone very far since they won that championship is Giannis has often been either hurt or unavailable.
Yeah, but it's also because Giannis has to do everything.
I know.
In LA, he wouldn't have to. He'd play with Luka. Can you think of a better compliment to Luka? I could probably come up with a better one, but he's right up there.
I mean,
he'd be a lob threat. He wouldn't have to have the ball in his hand. Luka would find him. He'd get easy baskets. Defensively, he'd be a backstop for Luka. I mean, it's kind of perfect.
Would I do it at the end of the day?
Yes.
Yeah, I would. Because
Don't think too hard.
Giannis is better, and you get the immediacy with him and Luka, and you would still have some cap space. You could still find ways to build around them. But I think the idea that Austin is playing at a level where you even would inspire think pieces raising the question speaks to the Lakers just being in a pretty good place right now, regardless.
Well,